Hello everyone and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. It is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, and today's puzzle is by Kate Hawkins, who has contributed a number of puzzles to the New York Times already. It being Tuesday, we'll expect some relatively easy early week fill and some kind of hopefully not too tricky theme. So let's get solving for Tuesday, December 9th. This puzzle by Kate Hawkins. Goes on to say, maybe adds, something like that. San Diego baseballer, the team is known as the Padres, so a Padre. Livens up, I don't know, spruces up or zips up or something, I'm not really sure. Termites for an aardwolf. Food? Prey, maybe? I imagine they would eat them, but I am not really sure what an aardwolf is, for that matter. Cup-shaped flower. Is that a tulip? Doesn't look great. Cup-shaped flower. Give off. To emit, as in vibes or an odor. Judging from the information available to me, and this is a theme clue. Let's see. Computing Pioneer Lovelace. That's Ada Lovelace. Okay, so maybe not prey then. Oh, diet, maybe? Is that their diet? To argue. Neutralized as an explosive situation. Diffused. Launch. Just start, like a startup. Organization in charge of school fundraisers, the Parent Teacher Association. One who might ask fair dinkum? I don't know what that is all about. Fair dinkum? Like some minor celebrities. D-list, maybe? Asahi Superdry or Kirin Lager. Those are both Japanese beers. I don't know. Organization that oversees air quality initiatives is the entire Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. Bit in a round of He Loves Me Not, a petal from a flower. Professor Blank, a title for some retirees, emeritus or emerita maybe. Light lager, a pilsner maybe. Livens up, peps up. The cards on scoreboards, the St. Louis Cardinals, so STL. Judging from the information available to me as far as I can tell. Okay, very good. Then, this looks like it is tulip. Isn't that what I had before? Why did that? Oh, DL looked weird to me, but okay, that's fine. San Francisco to Santa Cruz direction. Well, it's going to be south by southeast or east by southeast or west or, well, not sure. An Aussie might ask, fair dinkum? I'm going to have to look up what that means. So south by southeast or west? East, probably. A rice beer? Are those both rice beers? Huh. Notable time period and era, probably. Mardi Gras City, informally, is NOLA for New Orleans. Propellers of a shell, I guess. Oars? Is it a shell, a type of paddle boat? Some coin? I'm not really sure what's going on here. These are merely my spur of the moment suggestions. Just spitballing. That's cool. To argue is to dispute. Unadulterated could be pure. Cover letter accompaniment, probably a resume. Abu Dhabi's country for short is the United Arab Emirates, UAE. Gobbled up is 8. Poke is to jab. A curse is to be damned. That's not a word you hear very often. By Jove, that's it. Aha, you might say if you make a discovery or something like that. 33 across the Atlantic. 33 down across the Atlantic. Not sure what they're looking for there. Pigmented rings. I don't know. Part of LGBTQ plus, gay probably. Gossip in slang is T. Oh blank, hit Broadway farce about Mrs. Lincoln. Oh Mary, I think is her name. Web portal launched with Windows 95, MSN. got a good reaction as a joke. Landed, if a joke lands, you can say it got a good reaction. How stupid of me. Duh, or dough, maybe, one or the other. Game with skip and reverse cards, that's Uno, so it looks like dough here. The Homer Simpson double. Built to last, durable. Give for safekeeping, to entrust someone with something. Pair in a water polo pool. Pair in a water polo pool. Nets. Oh, yeah. Some PhD students, TAs maybe. Frozen character who sings Let It Go, Elsa. On a regular basis could be often. Not close by could be afar. Sound of a sad trombone could be wah wah. There's a lot of debates in my lifetime about how this should be spelled. Because these are not identical sounds. We don't have wah wah like that, but wah wah. And so some people want to spell this WOTWAA, but then that kind of looks like what wah, which is not exactly what we want. Anyway, that goes out to my friend Lynn. Sound from someone sitting down at the end of a long day. Ah, you might say, or ah like that. Not sure which one. Pigmented rings, areolas maybe? I'm not sure what we want here. Verdant privacy features, or a punny description of the 4 longest answers in this puzzle. Hedgerows? I think that's what we want there. Verdant privacy features meaning plants that are used for privacy, so hedgerows. Music app named for a figure in Greek myth as Pandora. I forget what that app does exactly. It might be like a Spotify. I'm not exactly sure. Historical could just be old. Is this Z and Z? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Not exactly accurate because across the pond from here, across the Atlantic from here in Canada, and here we say Z. Anyway, we're looking at across the border from here. Malfunctions in the Matrix. In the Matrix are glitches in the Matrix. Swim, bike, run, race for short. The triathlon. Edie and Blank, a very long engagement, 2009 documentary. Not sure. Pre-digital TV screen tech. Oh, what was this called? I want to say CLR, but that's the cleaner. CRT or something. Ah, God, I forget this. Cathode ray tube, I think. Smooths out, maybe irons out. Bring into harmony. Attune, maybe. Temporary tattoo dye is henna. J to blank LO, the remix is 2002 Jennifer Lopez album. I think it's J to the low. Burros are donkeys, I thought. Oh, the, spelled like that. Okay, fine. Burros are donkeys, so asses. One of the 4 fundamental states of matter is gas. Solid, liquid, gas, and I forget what the other one's called, but it's basically like a jelly or a semi-liquid. Bring into harmony, I guess, is going to be attune. Here's my 2 cents, which might not amount to much for what it's worth, you could say. Edie and Blank, I still don't see what that is. With a wink, say. Riley, possibly. Survey, a poll, or to poll, to survey. Special ops, you might have, special operations unit. Influence, to sway. Or one might have influence, might have sway. That's interesting. We have 2 consecutive 61 and 64 across. Both could work as verbs or nouns. That's pretty cool. To date. As of now. Yeah. I've misspelled attune here. Feel free to dismiss this idea. However, only a thought, but. Eddie and Thea? Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Old maxim. Ooh, that's a good maxim. Silverback, for one. A gorilla. Silverback is a type of gorilla. Singer-actress Lady Gaga, I should say. Many an animated meme loop, a GIF or GIF, depending on who you ask. An equal prefix is ISO. Not quite under 9 minutes. I spent too long talking about pole and sway here. But let's take a look at the theme. Hedgerows, a punny description of the 4 longest answers in this puzzle. And so usually they'll say, they'll give they'll point to specific entries. They'll say a punny description of 17, 23, 50, and 57 across. But the reason that they haven't here is because the word rows is in the revealer entry here. So what they're saying is these are all rows, meaning across answers, across entries, which are all hedging in some way. So not hedging like a hedge, like a verdant privacy feature, but hedging meaning qualifying or sort of tempering their statement, casting some doubt on what they're saying. So if you want to sort of qualify or make less certain your statement, your thing that you're saying, you could add one of these things in front of it. You could say, as far as I can tell. You could say, just spitballing. You could say, for what it's worth. Or you could say, only a thought, but. Or you could say any of the ones that are those, sort of less common phrasings that are in the clues, judging from the information available to. These are merely my spur of the moment suggestions. Here is my 2 cents. Or feel free to dismiss this idea, however. So that works out quite well. These are all ways of hedging, basically covering your bases or saying, well, just saying. So hedgerows, that's what we have as today's theme. And otherwise, let's take a look at any of the other things. I got to look up what an aardwolf is. I did have tulip originally. It looked wrong, but it turns out to be right. Propellers of a shell is interesting. I don't quite understand, I guess. I guess maybe a shell, and just the sense of like a canoe is like kind of a shell in that sense, shell-shaped. I'm not really sure if that's what we want there, but maybe. What else do I know or not know in here? This is a good maxim. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. I like when we have these kinds of quotes in here rather than just cluing the entry fire in a normal way. Burros, this is one of these rare instances where the clue is given in a foreign language, but the answer is actually in English. But it makes perfect sense. I gotta look up fair dinkum too. I don't know what the heck that is. And these ones, I was not aware. I've had asahi before. I did not know that it was a rice based beer, but that's cool. And I gotta figure out what Pandora does too. Otherwise, I think these are all like pretty straightforward. Yeah, so a good puzzle by Kate Hawkins for this Tuesday, December 9th. If you enjoyed this all, please give it a like. If you want to know when I'm posting next, and I may try and post Sunday's puzzle today, then do hit that thumbs up button. That subscribe button, I should say. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.